So hey guys, and welcome back. Welcome to another live stream, and welcome to this channel of FTWB. And we have a special guest, Nathan Bhai from Sportsnet. Nathan, do check out his channel as well because it's in the description as well. Uh, it's actually in the title. It's not in the description. It's actually in the title. So you can check out his channel as well. He is close to 1K subscribers, so do check his channel out as well. And he's a die-hard Man United fan as well. We have been analyzing everything United have been doing in the preseason, and actually United have been problematic. The way the thumbnail which I've put as well is that United have been problematic, despite the fact United won against Arsenal, despite the fact United are playing decent, but United have some sort of problems. So first, your thoughts, Nathan. Bhai, what are your thoughts on this preseason tour of Manchester United, and what are the problems you look like that these are the problems in Manchester United which needs to be addressed by Eric Ten Hag quickly before the season starts?
Quite honestly, if I'm being very honest, I a lot of people have asked me this question, and I've actually been very frank about one thing. First of all, is the audio clear? Is the audio okay? The audio is okay. Yeah. So the one thing I personally have noticed is Eric Ten Hag has not actually played a starting 11 one game for full 90 minutes. So there is that issue. Now we've had a really long season. If we, I did the maths. If we went all the way to the finals of the Europa League, we would have played more games than any other club in the top five European leagues. Like mathematically, we would have played the most club because there's that extra round that the round of 32 Europa has, and we went to all the cup finals and we played obviously all the league games. So from what I gathered, and then the following week obviously were international friendlies after the FA Cup. So what I've gathered is Eric Ten Hag really wanted to rest them. Now the problem with this approach, unfortunately, is our players are looking extremely disjointed as a team, which is what Eric Ten Hag actually said. He said there are 11 individuals, not a team there after for the final 30 minutes of the game. Now the one thing I've noticed is, and this is exactly why Onana wasn't a big deal for me, because my defense was the same defense that has happened in the last two games, which is you can change the goalkeeper and you can press a high line, but if you don't make smart decision making and you don't finish in your final third, what difference does it make? Because Onana is not going to score that halfway line goal for you. And that's why I didn't understand. Everyone's like, yeah, we need this goalkeeper. Even if we needed this goalkeeper, that was clearly not the issue. We have made four signings, and Andre Onana was bought in before a striker, and striker should have been on top of our list no matter what. No matter what your opinions are of the midfield, the defense, the wingers, whatever. The number one signing first and foremost, irrespective of cost, should have been a striker. And he is literally possibly our last signing of the season. So much so that he's not going to have a preseason. Someone today told me in the watch along, is Rasmus Højlund going to be ready for Sunday? I'm like, it depends on his pre-season workouts. He's not played a game. He didn't go on tour. He didn't go on tour at Atlanta either. He's just been doing drills. How can he possibly be match fit for a game in 5 days? It's impossible. Our own players are not match fit for a full 90-minute game. How can he be? And then we have a following game the next day, which obviously we are going to play Rezis, and then we are going to play a starting 11. It's obvious. We are going to do what we did at Wrexham, and the following game, what was it, Real Madrid. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do Lens, and we're going to do what's the last one, Bilbao. So we are looking completely disjointed. It doesn't make any difference if Andre Onana was there. We conceded a goal even with Andre Onana on the pitch, even with the best defense, we're better defenders. We conceded anyway. It made no difference. We were wasteful in front in the end. It made no difference. To me, I have made it very clear. I felt we have played better with the kids. And the reason we have played better with the kids is because the kids have played together the entire year. And our players have not. We have bought in four players and they have not played one game together entirely. Not one game they have played together entirely. We have bought in four signings. There's a reason the kids are playing better, and that's because they play literally week in, week out with the same players. And that is why we went undefeated. And we could have, I'm telling, we were playing better before Dan Gore got that red card too. We were going to get back into that game, I guarantee you, with the kids. That was not a red card, unfortunately. What it is, what it is. If you take Johnny Evans out of that team, our average 11 was under 20 years old, and their average first 11 was 29 and a half years old. If we took out Evans from our team, it would have been probably under 20. We literally played boys versus men against Wrexham, and we still held our own for 80 something minutes before they scored the third goal. We have only, and our Rezzies are technically undefeated in the UK part of the tour. We have scored 3 goals and we have conceded 0. So we have a lot to think about, but the main thing is our starting 11 has not played one game together. So they're looking very, very disjointed.
Yeah, I think that is a sensible opinion. In my opinion, that is the fact because Eric Ten Hag. But the fact is that the one advantage of this strategy of Eric Ten Hag is that he will actually guarantee those players. He will actually have an eye on those players that he doesn't wants to play. Because like this, the likes of Harry Maguire, I don't think so. He will actually be playing in for Manchester United in the next season at all. If he is not sold, I think United needs to be sub boys. Yes, hello, brother. How are you?
Hello,
And
and
do
you?
subscribe to this channel as well, and Nathan Bhai's channel as well. So the fact that Eric Ten Hag, Bilal Saeed, no man. So actually, Eric Ten Hag has found out the players he'll be playing in the next season. He'll be starting with those in the next season, and actually the players he might not be, he will be leaving on the bench. So the likes of Harry Maguire, I think Fred hasn't been starting. What has happened to Fred? Is he there or not? Is he injured or what? What has happened to Fred? Do you know?
I think it's very clear they are trying to get rid of Fred.
Okay,
It's been very
that's
clear
a
to
fact. Yeah.
me that they're basically trying to get rid of Red. And another thing, we are midfield again. We are going to somehow find short because if we get rid of Van de Beek, Fred, and McTominay, we have Ericsson, Mount, Bruno, Casemiro that are 4 currently in our team. We have Kobe Main who's injured, and if we get Amrabat, we'll have 6. But Kobe Main who's injured, so we have 5 midfielders for 3 positions. I wanted to keep Van de Beek because I think Van de Beek has had a good preseason, but apparently loan with obligation to buy to Sociedad for Van de Beek. So I don't know.
Oh, but I don't think I think McTominay should stay in my opinion. I think he is that player. I
But
think
if they are valuing McTominay at 40 million, like if we can actually
yeah,
get 40 million for McTominay, we should sell him because we
that
are
should be
selling Fred
that should be
for
a good one.
15 million. We are selling Fred for 10 to 15 million. Apparently,
And he's
one
still
Turkish
yeah
club offered
Galatasaray
4 million,
Galatasaray.
4 million for Fred. We bought him at 50. And when people say financial fair play is not real, how can it not be real? If you buy a player for 50 million and sell him for 4, obviously it is incurred as a financial loss.
Yeah,
Right?
obviously, that's a fact,
And
and that
West
is why
Ham are
United
putting
have
a
been
20 million bid on Harry Maguire, even though Harry Maguire is technically better than all their defenders.
yeah,
Now,
that
the
is
West
actually
Ham
fact.
system, they work well with their system, but technically Maguire is actually better than all the West Ham defenders, I would say.
I think he can do a good job under the leadership of I think that guy David Moyes. I think he
Moise.
can be that good one. I think like if he gets actually guaranteed game time, in my opinion, he will be that player. I think he can improve a bit in my opinion. But the fact that Manchester United's expectations have been really big from him, like it's an 80 million signing for but clinching Amrabat, 2 man United are rolling. Yeah, I think, but Amrabat's deal is still like this. It's still hanging around. It's
Personal
not.
terms have agreed, but we are
Yeah,
like within 5 to 10 million euros discussing
yeah. It's
negotiating. So
like
that's it.
it's 25 to 30 million. They are demanding a 30 million, a straight fee, and then add-ons. But United are still looking to get 25 million and then pay 5
Yeah.
million in add-ons. Like that would make to a 30 million pounds. But I don't think so that if you are giving that price, he is a good midfielder in my opinion. He's 26 and he's got that ability as well. He can be acting as a replacement to Casemiro as well if he is, I think, injured or probably he gets frequent red cards and yellow cards. He get like you can say penalties as well of cards. So I think he can act as a replacement to Casemiro as well in some instances, but he can But the one thing he can do is like I watched his compilations as well. You all know the compilations don't really always speak truth, but eventually you
I
can.
mean, there are people who said, sorry to cut you off. There are people who said that he had a better game. He was direct competition to Declan Rice for the Conference League final, and a lot of people saying he had got the better of Declan Rice a lot in that game. So if
And there
Declan
was a
Rice is going at
chaos.
105 million
Hmm.
pounds and Amrabat's valued at 25 million pounds, even if he doesn't start and we get someone who can actually hold his own in Europe at 25 million pounds, I think that will be probably the best deal we
A
can
bargain.
get for
Yeah.
anybody. Period. Like maybe in the last 2 3 years, like the only better deal I think we have made technically is Dan James, where we bought him for money and we sold him for more. I think that would be the best deal we have made technically. So yeah.
But yeah, actually, yes, yes, that is actually good, because if United can get 30 million from either, I guess, no, Van de Beek might be leaving on a loan and then an obligation to buy. But
Yeah,
if United can
for money.
actually get 30 million from McTominay as well, then United can put that money
The
onto
thing is,
Sofian Amrabat.
I don't value them at this rate. Like I don't know. I you know what? Like at the end of the season, I was on someone else's channel, right? And they were asking me like, how much do you think you can get? I was like, we won't get 5 million for Telles. They were like, come on, yeah, he just won the Europa League. I'm like, but that doesn't really mean anything because he was playing behind Acuna the whole season, and he only played that final because Acuna got got sent off in the semi final against Juventus. So technically, he just got on to play because the Acuna got a red, and then Eric Bailly is so injury prone. I was surprised people think we could get 10 million for him. Apparently, 3 to 5 million is what we'll get for him even. And people, McTominay at 40 million, though I can't see it. To me, he's 20 to 25 million. He's going to be 27 years old in December. Like for 30 to 40 million, like based on someone who's barely played any game time, like I don't see how is it possible to be valued at 40 million, though I don't get. Best part is Harry Maguire might be actually worth more than McTominay, and Harry Maguire, West Ham put a bid for 20 million. Completely confused me. Like I was like, I don't even understand how is that possible. Because to me, Maguire is technically more valuable than McTominay because Maguire has that England, he has that England runners up medal, semi finalist, this, that. He has all this, former United captain, whatever. He has like some accolades. Whereas Scott McTominay plays for Scotland. Some days he plays midfield, some days he plays centre back, some days he plays striker and score 2 goals. Like they put him anywhere because Scotland is their team's not bad if you take them as individuals, but like together as a team, they're not really that dangerous. Even though they have some good wins recently, like I wouldn't really like Lyndon Dykes plays for the championship team. The other striker also I think plays for a championship team. Like Robertson, if he plays on the left. Ryan Fraser's injured all the time. Like there's so many players that barely play. McGinn plays in the midfield. Like if you take it as a separate thing, I can't even understand how McTominay is worth more than Harry Maguire. It's very like weird to me. But I think
Actually,
the
why
United's
why
ownership
why do
has
you think?
overpriced McTominay because they don't want to sell him. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, that might be the reason. But why do you think that is? It is like the other players in, like you can say, in Man City, in Arsenal. If they sell players, they actually sell players for a high fee. Like honestly, if they don't, like honestly, if Arsenal buy a player for 65 million, they sell him for 50 million at least, and they get 50 million as well. But United, if they buy a player of 50 million, and actually they sell the player for 5 million, why is that every time United? If there is United there, and then actually the transfer fee, if we buy a player, it will be worth more, and if we sell a player, it will be like under the average. Like you can say average price will not be guaranteed to United. It will be like 5 to 10 million for every player. So why do you think is it like this for United?
Before I answer that question, Lavanya, we have actually sold Alex Telles to Al Nasser, so we are officially in the Saudi business as well. Unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of money for him because, like I said, I don't really think our players are valuable. Also, like Alex Telles is like 31 years old, third choice left back behind a 20-year-old Dutch player who barely plays. Plus, we have Alvaro Fernandez, who had a fantastic season at Preston North, and I thought he was fantastic in the first 2 games. I thought Alvaro Fernandez was fantastic. Like Then he's the same age as Malaysia, and I think he might be ahead of. I think Malaysia is only ahead of him because of the fact that Malaysia has played European football, he has played high level Dutch football, and Alvaro Fernandez has uh, basically played championship football only at Preston North End. But I was very impressed with Alvaro Fernandez as well. Got an assist, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so
So the question which I asked was like,
no, because
why?
yeah. So the reason we don't sell players for a lot of money is because they become in value. They become devalued to the point where you can't get money from them. How many seasons ago should we have sold Eric Bailly because he's injury prone? You wait till like he's not worth any money. He's just not like and a lot of people will say he's a good quality defender. Yeah, it doesn't. I've always said this. Like even for Pogba, it doesn't matter how good of quality you are. If you are not on the pitch, it doesn't make any difference. Paul Pogba has won a World Cup. He's also spent the last 17 months on the bench or on the sick bay or in the medics. So no, I believe it's 5, Lavanya. I think it's
It's
still
five.
5
It's
this
five.
season.
It's still five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter about quality. So we keep under. So Fred is basically become surplus to requirements. Therefore, he has no value. McTominay has value because he's a youth prospect. If he wasn't a youth prospect, we would have sold him like Dan James, guarantee. Donny van de Beek, lots of injuries in the last 2 years. We're selling him. Alex Telles, we already have two left backs, and Alvaro Fernandez is doing well. He's become surplus. Harry Maguire, we can only sell Harry Maguire at a loss. It doesn't matter what it is, because we'll never get anywhere near 80. Fred, with 1 year on the contract, he's not. You can't get 50 for him. We'll sell him at a. All these players get. We run down their contracts to the point where you can only sell them at a loss or let them go for free. So they will always be undervalued. You will never get the money for any of these players. It's not possible.
Yeah, sensible opinion. So just I needed to discuss about Christian Eriksen as well. The way he has played, the way he played today, he was nowhere near to be found in this match as well. And it looks like that in high intensity games, we really find Eriksen out of the touch. Like in the game against Real Madrid as well, when Kobe Manu got injured in the third minute, and we brought Christian Eriksen in, and he couldn't hold the ball even. The only thing which he does was that he can do brilliant is that he can play long balls. He can cut. He can operate in those
Yeah,
center space when he
he
cannot.
gave
He
a
can.
lovely long ball to Sancho, who didn't time the run of Van de Beek properly with a pass. A very lazy pass. Otherwise, Van de Beek would have been open to score another goal. That was a lovely pass that started from Ericsson near the halfway line. The thing is, right, so there was a stat that they came out with. I'm trying to find it, but Ericsson actually had a pretty good game by the stats. The problem with Christian Eriksen is he takes a long time to get into the game. That is what I've realized, and that could be a couple of factors. That could be he's not as fit as he used to be. He's not. He's obviously has the heart issue, so
Like, I think
you have to always.
he's some of those players, like, yeah, that is the reason. He's some of those
He,
players like who
yeah.
catch the age earlier than they like are 33, 34,
Yeah,
like on field.
also I think that heart issue is it's a serious
Yeah,
thing, right? Like
that is a
they
problem.
thought he died also. So it's oh wow. I'm sorry to go sidetracked, but remember I think I had this discussion with you where I told you it was Maguire's fault for the first goal
Um,
at Sevilla. Remember we
yeah,
discussed it.
yeah,
There
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
literally a camera angle here which proves that. On Twitter, I was looking for that Ericsson stat, and I'll tweet it, and you can just check it on my thing whenever you're free. Uh,
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll
it'll be
check
the
it out
latest
now.
tweet, and it'll be the latest tweet under it's Nathan DeMello. Uh,
I'll check
so
it
you
out.
can just have a look at that. But people were so insisting that it was De Gea's fault, and this angle, no, is going to this angle. Oh my god, I can't believe I just saw it. This is posted on April 20th, and we just saw. Like I just saw it. Like people really blame De Gea even after having this kind of proof. It just goes to show you that like And people don't want you in the club anymore. Now people don't want you in the club anymore. It really is that. Because if you see that angle, bro, and if you remember what happened for the opening goal, you'll be like, trying to look for the stat here. Sorry. Anyway, what were we talking
Yeah,
about?
I've
I'll try
seen.
to
I've
find the
seen it.
stat in the meantime. No, I'm trying to find the Christian Eriksen stat. Someone posted it, like, like he had a good game. The thing is, he's just too slow at doing anything about it. Yeah. That's the real issue. He just takes too long to get into the game. That's the real, that's at least according to my
Like the
what I have seen.
intensity. Hmm.
He is not, but he has lost his intensity, I think, towards the end of his Spurs career. I think he became. Oh, Lavanya, I'll show you this camera angle is not lying because it's a still. It's an absolute still from sideways, like a flat sideways still. Do check it out, dude. You follow me on, I believe you follow me on Twitter. You can see it for yourself. It was posted in April after the Sevilla game. So because I constantly defended De Gea for the first goal because Harry Maguire tried to pass it to Van Bissaka and he absolutely fluffed the pass. And I mean, you can see it for yourself. But anyway, so as I was saying, 1 hour ago, MUFC MPB is saying Manchester United are pressing to sign Sofian Amrabat for 25 million euros. Wow, that will be under 20. That will be under 20 million pounds. That's going to
Yeah,
be a
probably
good deal,
less.
man. While
Yes.
Fiorentina originally wanted 30 million,
Hello, what's up, Gulshan bhai?
an offer of 25 million euros plus bonuses would be accepted.
Okay, that's
That
pretty
dude,
cool in
if we
my
are getting
opinion.
him under 20 million, it's a real good
Like,
deal.
yeah, if we can get him for
A
that
real good
price,
deal.
and even if we get Scott McTominay in our team for the next season as well, then we'll have that squad depth. Despite the fact that the quality might be the issue in the squad depth, but we will have the quality, the squad depth in going into the next season. Because obviously, if we are going after the मेरा story देखे, but I burst crackers on Atletico Madrid. Yeah, Atletico Madrid won 2-1 against Man City yesterday. So I think yes,
Uh,
it would be a brilliant signing in my opinion. And let's get on to one more topic. Yeah, first I'll take his comment
just
as well. Lavanya's comment.
on the topic of that as well. Just this also came out within the last hour from again MUFC MPB. Manchester United are considering Everton's Jared Branthwaite and
Oh,
Nice's
I'll check
Jean-Claire
it out, and
Todibo as they
I'll
look
share
for a
it
new
over here.
centre back. As they look for a new centre back, so that might be our new centre back options.
I
I
think
don't
yeah,
want Todibo.
Axel
I would
Disasi.
prefer Branthwaite. I would prefer Branthwaite.
I think Axel Disasi was also linked with Manchester United, and he went to like for Chelsea for a 45 million deal.
I didn't think there was much in it, man. Because Fabrizio Romano said just look at French centre backs in the French league, and it was him and Todibo, and we didn't put an offer for either of them. But right now we're still apparently interested in Todibo. So let's see, because if we are interested in Todibo, then I think Maguire might be leaving, which is
Yeah.
a good thing.
What are the chances of Zion Suzuki to join United? Because
Zion Suzuki
there were
says he wants
links.
to. Zion Suzuki basically says he wants to play football and he wants to prepare for next year's Olympics. So he doesn't want to be a number two. He wants to
Okay,
represent in the Olympics
that might
next
be
year.
the reason. Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be the
Also,
reason.
it doesn't make sense, right? Like if he, I would do the same thing if I get an opportunity to represent the Olympics or sit on the bench as Manchester United number two with a very limited chance of possibly playing while I am starting at my age for Uruva Reds, and then I can represent them in Japan, like in the Olympics. I think it's a very simple decision. Plus, he's young. Yeah, someone will pick him up if he does well in the Olympics even. So
Is that a UFC fighter, Jaren Brathwaite?
no,
No.
it's he looks like a from this picture. He's wearing an England top, but apparently he plays for Everton. Jared Branthwaite. It sounds like actually like a West Indies cricketer's name. But yeah, apparently he's from Everton. I think he might be an under 21 England international based on what I've
Yeah, he
seen.
can he can help in the long term. I think. Yeah, squad depth and I
That will
guess
be
rotational
fantastic because
policies.
getting young centre backs is probably what we should do, considering we signed Evans at 35 years old.
No, he's not. He's not
DDG is
staying.
a DDG
DDG
is free agent,
DD
dude.
is
He
gone,
might be going to
and
Bayern
he'll.
Munich.
Yeah, probably Bayern have a concrete possibility as well. Yeah,
And guess what,
Bayern
dude?
might
When
be,
when
because
he when he
Bayern.
wins when he wins there, no, there'll be a lot of people going missing, dude. Going missing
Yeah,
for sure,
those Twitter frauds, though, those who have commented,
bro.
especially those who
Because
have
they will
insulted
always
David
be
De
in the
Gea
mix. They will
openly.
always be in the mix of winning a Champions League, bro.
Obviously, and their trophies are guaranteed. Like, it's one or two trophies every year guaranteed. Like, honestly, the league title is obviously guaranteed, and David De Gea, I'll be happy for him, because if he wins a trophy, if he
Bro,
wins a trophy
I'm
after all, because
supporting him no matter what.
for what he has done for Manchester United, the fact is that this was the need of time. This was the need that Manchester
I
United
think I don't
needed
agree.
to
I
make
still don't
revolution.
agree, bro. Like I don't agree because see, you know what I've realized watching whatever these 5 games are. We have not played one game differently. We have not played one game differently from last season. We have had 1 month to do preseason, whether starting 11, reserves, whatever you want to call it. To me, it looks like the exact same way we play football. You can say the difference might be highlines since Onana has come in. Even with Kovar, we didn't have a high line. Even though Kovar was playing with the ball at his feet, and I thought he was fantastic. And he has won
I
a
think
championship at Sparta Praha.
he can
He's
act as a second goalkeeper as well. Why United are looking
exactly, and
after
watching him
to
play
go
with
after
a ball at his feet. I believe Martinez played one of the games like for one half. I was like, this is fantastic. He's playing with the ball at his feet. He looks very calm. He's already won a championship. Sparta Praha is a very big team in Europe, at least historically speaking. Um, it's fantastic because why are we buying anybody new? He's literally here already, and he's already part of the team. He wants to go to Sparta Praha because he wants to win another championship. Apparently, Sparta Praha is his home team because he's Czech. So that is like his club team. So like you know how it is now when you play for your home
But
team,
he's
it's like a big
but the
honor.
wonder, but the shock in my opinion was that even after playing such a good game against Olympic Lyon, in my opinion, he played against Olympic Lyon, or probably uh, against which
He,
team I just forgot.
Kovar, I
He
believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kovar played both games, but one game he
Yeah.
played, two halves he played in both games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but despite the fact he was not included in the preseason for Manchester United, so
Yeah.
I was shocked a bit, because obviously he played really good, and with him, his ball stopping abilities are as well good. He can be the long term, I guess. He can be that long term, I guess you can say, the rotational policy with him as well, Andre Onana. So you can say United the biggest mistake is buying no use. Anthony Bilal bhai, you would yourself agree that Angel Di Maria non-injured Federico Chiesa over Anthony. What is your take on this, Nathan bhai?
But you basically answered your own question, right? Di Maria is 35 years old and non-injured Federico Chiesa means what? Like, so what are
Federico
we
Chiesa
supposed to
is, I
gamble on?
guess,
We are supposed to gamble on injury players. Like, we have already done enough of that between
but
Pogba and
honestly, we
whoever
should
else
give
has been injured.
I think 1 year to at least to Anthony, 1 to 1.5 years to Anthony, because he has done good. He has been
Yeah,
that right.
I don't know about you, but I found Omari Forson quite good today.
Yeah, he was good. But despite the fact that I think he was a bit involved in a brawl, so Eric Ten Hag decided to withdraw him,
Yeah,
and
yeah, great move.
then he held him for 1 minute,
Yeah,
more than 1 minute. He
yeah,
talked to
yeah. We
him,
were
and
watching it. Yeah.
all the yeah, that was I think good.
But you know what's the sad part about when I watched Omari Forson leave? Omari Forson is a right winger who's left-footed, but he wasn't scared to cross the ball with his right foot because he tried many times to
Yeah,
cross the ball with his right foot.
despite the
Plus,
fact that his crosses were, in my opinion, a bit, you can say, they were
I
not
mean,
up to
listen.
the
At the
mark,
end
but
of the day, he's a raw talent.
he's
Yeah,
trying.
it doesn't.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's a raw. Yeah, I mean, he's doing it. He's going down the byline. He's cutting in on purpose. He's not cutting in to shoot. He's cutting in to pass. He's cutting in to get into the game. He's going down the byline to cross if he needs to. He's providing support to the right back because I thought Dallo and him had a fantastic game. I thought Dallo was like I saw Anthony and Van Bissaka missed absolute open goals, and I'm telling you right now, Diego Dallo would have smashed both of them in easy. He would have, especially after you see that first goal. That Van Bissaka one was an absolute howler. People go
Howler,
Van
yes.
Bissaka clear, dude. People go Van Bissaka clear, Van Bissaka clear. I'm like, I'm very sorry to tell you,
No
people.
way.
There
Acha,
is a
acha,
re
let me
yeah
answer one. Let me ask a
yeah
question. I've
Sure.
asked to many of those, like the Madrid stars as well. Like in the game against Real Madrid, did you think Van Bissaka really pocketed Vinicius? I don't think so. Despite the fact stats were speaking like Van Bissaka really pocketed him, and people were
I
posting
think
stats,
I
but
think
I
they
don't think so.
I think it was dead even, because what the thing is, right? I think um people basically thought that they were going to run over us, right? Because Vinicius obviously is the player in form, and that just really didn't happen. That really didn't happen. So I would say it's dead even. Although I think a lot of people thought Vinicius was going to have a good time with Dallo. So for me, it was
Yeah,
dead
I
even.
think in my opinion, Dallo over. I'll obviously say Dallo over Van Bissaka in any point of time. Like honestly, after the World Cup, Dallo lost his form, and Van Bissaka really prepared himself, and actually he played really better than Diogo Dallo. But he's prepared. But Diogo Dallo in this season looks a very well prepared, a very well equipped Diogo Dallo, who can become eventually one of the best right backs in the world in the next 1 or 2 years, in my opinion. But this is a bold statement from me eventually, but I
No,
think so
I
he
don't
can
think it's
become.
a. I don't think it's a bold statement. See, I think there have been a lot of people that believe in Diego Dallo. There is a reason Madridistas and maybe Real Madrid were interested in Diego Dallo.
Yeah,
There is a
at one
reason
point of time.
Jose Mourinho bought him at 19. There is a reason Eric Ten Hag started him at the season when everyone thought Van Bissaka is the more defensively solid player, and we were all happy to have do the Spider-Man celebration and all that with the sliding tackles. Um, this is what I've realized. The reason Eric Ten Hag uses both of them, and I think he does a fantastic job of using both of them, because there are games that require someone to attack, and then there are games that require someone to defend. And to me, it is a very clear choice in particularly with the right back situation. Sometimes when he plays Bruno on the right wing and all, I'm like, I don't understand. There are three right wingers sitting on your bench. I don't get it.
Yeah, actually,
Like
Mount is actually not doing good in that Bruno's
no,
positions,
no, it's
because
not even
Bruno
Mount.
in his.
Bruno didn't do it last season well. Now we have
Yeah, actually
Diallo,
that's the
Anthony,
point.
and Palestri sitting on the bench. We have three right wingers sitting on the bench.
I think
It makes no
Palestri
sense to me.
should be in that mix. Should be in that mix to start in some of the games as well, because he's shown that skill today. He was brilliant for United today, in my opinion. If you watch the
From
game.
last season, I have been high on Palestri. One of the things I didn't like about Ten Hag, one out of two things I didn't like about Ten Hag is he didn't give Palestri enough chances, especially when Anthony and Jadon Sancho were being very wasteful on the right. And considering Palestri was sitting on the bench every week, that's one thing I didn't like at all. And the second thing
Because
was
he was a starter for Uruguay. He was an
he's a
undisputed
starter for
starter for
Uruguay.
Uruguay.
He has played at Alaves at La Liga. He has played at a certain level. He's very young. He's very raw. I agree. But he's also played at a certain level in his youth. He's not like a 17-year-old playing in the Bundesliga 2 or the Dutch league or the Portuguese league. He's played at Alaves at La Liga level. He went on loan to a La Liga team, like a grown man's La Liga team, not reserves, not under 23s, actual team. So I didn't like that about Ten Hag. I thought Facundo Pellistri is one of the very few Manchester United players that has a fantastic preseason from game 1 to game 5. I thought whenever he's been given a chance, he has done as best as he could with the circumstances at hand. I really think so. I thought he can, even if you send him on loan tomorrow, I think he can hold his head up high and say, listen, Anthony might be your favorite. You might like Sancho. They might be better, more complete footballers than me. But I know I gave my best and it was better than these people for the preseason. He can go with his head held high, going, I have given everything for the preseason. I know I have done well. Like, I genuinely believe for whatever opportunities he had in preseason, he has done fantastically. Like, one of the very
But
few
I
players
think
I would say that had a good preseason, like a good preseason. Yeah.
like yeah,
And
you
remember
can
one
say.
more thing, Bilal bhai, he's playing on the left wing today, not right wing.
Yeah,
Played left
he
wing
played
today.
on the left wing, and he was actually really good in that left wing position. Like we have seen him play on the right wing, and I thought playing him on the right wing, I really think this right now. From today, I start thinking that actually the right wing position might be a wasteful one. Yeah, despite the fact he played for Uruguay as well on the right wing in some of the games, but actually on the left wing. curling into the right foot and actually crossing the balls and eventually linking the play with the Sancho as well. He was really good from that left hand side. And actually, if you want to give competition to Rashford, if you want to give competition to Jadon Sancho, and actually Jadon Sancho will come on to him as well, but he can be that player who can give competition to them. And in the mix, you should include Amad Diallo as well, who's injured unfortunately, but he'll be back as well. So I think these guys need to be given competition. Rashford has become complacent because he scored a 30 goals a season. He scored, and I think in these few games I've seen him become complacent. He's not trying. Like Onana played. There's a really a video circulating on the Twitter that Marcus Rashford, Andre Onana played a long ball to Marcus Rashford and he miscontrolled it. He mistimed
Twice.
it, and eventually
Twice.
twice. Yeah, once it eventually went to Dortmund, who then started the
Mm,
counter attack, and
yeah.
once it directly went into the outside. It was an outside. So
But
I
but the
think
but the thing is, Bilal, that we know Rashford is not known for his touch. So at the same time, see, this is exactly why I go back to De Gea. Na? It doesn't make to me what I was hoping was De Gea signs a short-term agreement, plays 1 year starting 11. We use the money somewhere else for this year, and we get an Onana or whoever you want next year. Because for me, like I told you earlier, we should have bought the number 9 first, not fourth. Because now I'll read you something else I just read. Rasmus Højlund is expected to fly to Manchester this afternoon. He's still not here. We did Here We Go Saturday night. He's
yeah,
still not
and
in Manchester.
people were saying that he's in the Vitality Stadium. He's actually in England, and then he returned to Italy. Like
Yeah.
honestly,
So
the United fan pages started posting that we have saved our money for his flights as
yeah.
well, and United might not be paying. That is
Mm.
a chess, 3D chess. That wasn't any chess. That wasn't any kind
So
of chess. That
so
wasn't a game.
Yeah, exactly. It's just inaccurate information. So medicals are booked for tomorrow, photo shoots booked for tomorrow, interview with MUTV tomorrow. So you might get some content late night about a first interview as a player, but announcement in the next 48 hours. So now think about it, Bilal. Next 48 hours means Wednesday. How is he supposed to be fit for the season?
Actually, he might not be.
He can't be,
He
because
hasn't
if
he
the
hasn't joined up with the
announcement is
squad yet.
happening on
Yeah.
Wednesday and we are playing a game on Saturday, he can't be fit.
And there's a game on Sunday as well. That like continuous games. It's actually ridiculous. The way United
And
really
like
build their
Lavanya
transfer
said,
transfer targets. And
like, would you still agree with the statement in March on my stream that United is on the road to, dude, we finished third, 6 points away from Arsenal. We started the season back-to-back losses, and Arsenal were head and shoulders above us for 8 months of the season, and we only finished 6 points behind them. No one gave us a chance to finish in top four. Like the comeback complete. We've got a cup. We went to another final. We went to a quarter final. We beat Barcelona where people wrote us off. Barcelona went on to win the league. Like we have had a good season last season, but
we weren't
not
thrashed the way Man City thrashed Arsenal. We weren't thrashed in that FA Cup final the way Arsenal got thrashed. I think that
like.
makes sense as well.
No, I mean, see, listen, yeah, thrashed or not thrashed, at the end of the day, no one gave us a shot to be in any of these tournaments. No one gave us a shot to
Yeah,
finish top four.
after that dreadful
After
start and
no
that
one gave
Ronaldo
us no one
saga.
gave us a shot to beat Barcelona. Like no one gave us a shot from any parts of this league. So that way we have had a great season. But what is disappointing is we have had no new owners. Again, we are doing the same thing we do in the market where we haggle for 5-10 million pounds, delay the entry of players that need a preseason. To the point now where we have still Hoyland's not even in England at the moment, even though Saturday night the deal has been Saturday night, I think 7:30 England Standard Time. The deal was Here We Go. Today is Monday and he's still not here. Now today what it is? Monday 3 o'clock England Standard Time. Almost 48 hours. He's still not here. Then another 48 hours is going to be the official announcement. Like to me, like Lavanya was saying, like we are cooking, but actually we are kind of doing the same thing. The only difference is we are not paying as much money. We are doing the what should take 1 week to do. We are taking 4 weeks to do. That's why no one is fit. Our starting 11 themselves is not fit for a 90-minute game. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not convinced that we have had a good start. Everyone is saying like hashtag Murtaugh madness and all. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Murtaugh madness. Like, All our players have come after this preseason has started. Like, how is it Murto madness? Like, how? Explain to me, how is Murto madness? Mount is the only person that started game one or preseason one. That's because he doesn't have international games, so his break also was cut short. He wasn't selected for the international friendlies. So his games, so he didn't, so he had a longer holiday because his season ended last week of May because he wasn't in FA Cup or any of the cup finals. So technically, he was on holiday before everybody. So when they were like Mount's come back to train, yeah, Mount's the only person free in the whole of the United team. United team played till second week June, then they went on international friendlies, and then went on holiday, and then they came back. Mount has been free since last week of May, so Mount was the only one fitted. That's why Mount played all the preseason games. The first two preseason games Mason Mount played because he's the only one who's there to be fit for a preseason out of the starting 11. So people are looking at the signings coming in, but they don't realize how long it took to make every signing, and they don't realize that none of them have played a 90-minute preseason game. None of them have played. Even Mason Mount's not played a 90-minute preseason game. I think Jadon Sancho is the only one. No, Jadon Sancho also came off towards the end of the game today. Even he didn't play 90 minutes today. So it's not good, man. It's I don't know if it's good or not, but it's not great. Ericsson after the game came out basically and said, um, uh, what did Ericsson? Ericsson said
He said
it's a
that
lot of
we had
travel, lot of
traveling
games,
traveling
lot of
issues.
games, lot of traveling, a little tired. I'm like, that is already not a good sign. That is if because let's just
Even
say,
before
okay,
the start of the season, it's 2 weeks from the season, and you are feeling tired from now. So what
well,
will you do
in
in the
fair,
start of
see,
the season?
so Bilal, I don't know if you're aware of it geographically, right? But there is a 5 hour difference between the east and west coast of America. So when you're traveling east to
Yeah,
west, they are traveling against time difference plus the flight. Even just to go across the coast, it takes at least 5 hours. The same country. So they had to travel a lot. The US tour has not been kind to them, traveling wise. They have had to travel a lot. We're talking about changing time zones within the country. So that is not good. Second thing is, I don't think anyone has played the close to the number of preseason games we are playing. We are going to finish on what is it? 8 preseason games. This will be 7 or 8 preseason games you're going to have.
it's six. It's six at this point. No, five
Yeah.
we have played, I
We,
guess. Like and there's a stat as well that who posted. I
no, we have
guess
played
Mark
six.
Goldberg posted
We have played six.
six.
Arsenal, Wrexham, Real Madrid, Dortmund, and we played two in the UK part of the tour. Now we have another two in the UK part of the tour. We are going to have 8 games before August, before first
And
week of
in
August.
these 6 games, I actually read the stat of Mark Goldberg. He posted that in this we have scored only 7 games in the 5 or 6 games we've played until now, and it's actually ridiculous. And let's get on to that Rasmus Højlund discussion as well. अच्छा, I'll address his comment, Gulshan's comment. यार we'll try कि हम जितनी देर हम कर सकते हैं उतना हम डिस्कशन करेंगे, जितनी as long as it takes, जितना चलता है, वरना फिर we'll be getting to मतलब खत्म करेंगे. So actually, Rasmus Højlund has actually scored 9 goals in 32 games and has 4 assists, like 13 GAs in 32 games, and it's 204 minutes per goal. So actually, I don't really get it, like the way United. I think that's an 85 million deal which we have been speaking. Like it's probably heading down to that. And if we talk about euros and if we talk about pounds, it's less, like you can say.
No,
But
it is 70 million euros. It's 70
it is
million
70
euros
million
now.
euros.
Yeah.
Oh my god. 70 million
So
euros for an unguaranteed
70 million
starting 11.
euros, I think, with the possible add-ons to make it 75, which means it's between 61 and 63 million euros, pounds. I thought he was worth 50 million. I was okay to pay 50
Yeah,
with
everybody,
5
like
million.
I always said that I
61's a
always
little
value.
high. We paid about 10 high. We paid 10 more, I think, personally.
And that is the United tax. We all know that is the United tax. We all know.
That is a United tax, and I also think Atlanta. Listen, one thing I will come to the defense of Serie A teams. Serie A teams, a lot of them need money. Like Sadiq Bhai even has told me uh, that Serie A just does not have the funds PL and La Liga have. So whenever they get an opportunity to make money, they make money. Think about the Lukaku deal. They bought him at profit for us, but they paid installments, and then they sold him back to Chelsea at a profit more than what we sold it to them, because they are so desperate to like try and make money wherever they can, because funds are not as, basically they don't have the spending power. And Atalanta, though, they don't have the spending power in general. Like other leagues, you can, oh yeah, okay, Juventus might make a big deal here and there, but, and maybe Inter Milan, but like as it goes down the block, less and less chance. So they have made the most of this deal. Apparently, from his home club, to the second Danish club, he got bought for 1.7 million, and then from that Danish club to Atlanta, they spent 17 million. So that means if you go by geometric ratio of expenditure, people are seeing there is a promising player, because to go from 1.7 million to sell him for 17 million to Atlanta, people are obviously seeing that he is some kind of talent. Because to turn this kind of profit from some unknown Danish team to sell him to Atlanta, it's like how Molde bought Haaland from Salzburg, and then Salzburg on Dortmund. They are realizing how talented he is, and they are willing to pay much more than he's worth. So,
That might be.
I
I
think
think.
it's
I think
similar.
he is a long-term prospect. He's a long-term talent. I can say the fact that I think Eric Ten Hag. We should believe in Eric Ten Hag that he will eventually turn him into a lethal goal scorer. In my opinion, like we
I
all know
think
the
he'll get
fact. We
20
all
GA.
know. Yeah,
I think he's
it
going to
would be.
get
It would be
20 GA this
actually. It would be
season.
good. It would
Very
be
good.
good. Like a 15 goal season, 15 to 16 goals, like in 10 to 12 goals in probably like you can say in the
He'll
league.
definitely 100% get Carabao Cup and FA Cup goals. I really
Yeah, he
believe that,
can.
because we
He
will
can.
get here
I
and
think
there, we will get a team
he's got that pace as well. He's got that pace in himself as well. He can operate with that. I think Bruno and his connectivity would eventually be a very big thing to look
off the
upon.
ball
And his
movement. His off the
connectivity,
ball movement
huh,
is very good.
is sharp as well. Yeah, that is the fact. That is the fact. Because United need a striker after the days of Ronaldo. We spoke about the days of Ronaldo. Like we saw him did not press. Like he eventually was 37, and actually that meant sense as well that he would not press as high as you can say. But then we tried Marcus Rashford playing on that attacking number 9 position. So he did not press really well, in my opinion. His off the ball movement as a striker is absolutely pathetic, in my opinion. If you've seen as well, you might agree or you might disagree. It might be on your opinion, but
Who's off the ball?
Rashford,
Rashford.
Rashford, Rashford as a
See, the
striker,
thing is,
he is not involved in the
Rashford
game.
himself, in the last interview he did with Gary Neville, has basically said, I prefer to play on the left wing. Like after many coaches attempting to turn him into a number 9, yes, he himself now is saying, I prefer to play on the left hand. I get more chances at the ball. I get to run with the ball instead of, the ball coming into me. I get to run against players. So basically, he's saying, this is what I like.
Like he likes to
So
he
at
likes
least,
to take on. He likes to take on his
yeah.
explosiveness. He likes to use his explosiveness, like in taking on the players. Like so, we'll be discussing the last. In my opinion, this might be the last topic, and this is actually a kind of a serious topic which we
Yeah,
might be
I saw
discussing,
this.
and
I saw
that
this.
is of Mason Greenwood. So Fabrizio posted in like it would have been 4 in my country, and Man United are expected to announce decision regarding Mason Greenwood's future opening PL game of the season on 14 August. It's actually up to the club only. Eric Ten Hag will not be responsible for any decision. He will discuss Greenwood future after the club, right after the club. And I'll actually read the other one as well. That Ten Hag, when he was asked that if he has spoken to Mason Greenwood recently, I said he replied, I said everything in New York. I don't want to answer the same question anymore because it's not different. I've shared my opinion and I don't want to repeat my opinion. So that is first your opinion, then I'll give my opinion as well as to what I think on this saga, on this news and stuff like that. You can say, but it's a serious matter. I think we should discuss like, in my opinion, we should discuss it like respectable, in a respectable and manner. Like so, up to you.
See, I look at it this way, and I look at it this way. Basically, when it comes to Mason Greenwood, you can look at it many ways. You can look at it as a United fan, or you can look at it as a human. There are a lot of people who are looking at it as United fans because it's convenient. But for me, it is better to look at it as a human and give a proper answer. What does that mean now? What does a proper answer mean? This is what in my opinion, it is. I think Mason Greenwood should go on a season long loan, get away from the media, build up fitness, build up his ability back. He's not played football for 18 months. And then see what the feeling is like when he returns next season to Manchester United. Because there are people and media that are not going to like it. There might be people in the locker room that are not going to like it. But Eric Ten Hag is one of those, those people who are very professional. They will deal with whatever the decision is made. Then that is what he said here. He said, "I don't mind him. I don't have an issue with him. If the club wants him here, I'll work with him," which I think is a very professional look. I think that way Eric Ten Hag's very professional with his thing. He might show emotion after the game, after we win, whatever. But like when it comes to the game, he's very dialed in
Like
with his
the way
decisions.
he handled the Ronaldo saga, we were
Yeah,
impressed by it,
yeah,
and actually we were
yeah.
looking forward to this saga as well. That how he responds to it.
So um, that's my opinion. Now, if you look at it as someone who look at it, people who don't want him here, these people who probably don't want him here are people who probably have sisters, aunts, mothers, people who have gone through it themselves, seen family members go through it themselves. You cannot convince them otherwise. And I don't think it is fair to convince them otherwise, even because we don't live in those shoes. If I'll be very honest with you, if allegedly Mason Greenwood even allegedly touched my sister, I would have smashed him. Like even if he did that, not that the picture. I don't want to describe the picture, but you saw the picture she supposedly put after the events. I would have smashed him. I don't care how much money he has. I don't care whatever legal family. I would have, because we come from a thing where I don't know. Like a lot of people won't find this behavior acceptable. Depends on how close you are with your family, obviously. So I can see it both sides as an apps. I'm looking at it as a very This is like the one time where I don't want to be a fan. I want to look at it very professionally in the
So
professional sense of the term.
just cutting you for a minute.
Sure, sure.
गुलशन भाई थोड़ा सा ना मैं असल में इट्स अजान टाइम इन माय कंट्री एज वेल, तो इसीलिए मैं थोड़ा सा ना जल्दी एंड करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं रात को करूंगा वॉच अलोंग ऑफ अल नसर एज वेल, तो उस पे जरूर आप आ जाना, उसकी मैं आपको लिंक जरूर भेज दूंगा रात को मैं जब करूंगा, तो उस पे आप भले आ जाना, लेकिन इस पे मैं भी खुद 5 to 10 मिनट्स में एंड ही कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि फिर नमाज एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट, तो थोड़ा सा। So
Yeah. So
Nathan bhai, continue.
no. So that is my take on it. Like for me, I think he should go on loan. See what happens. He's going to have a baby now. He does. In many ways, he has a more important job than his footballing career, because that first year is very important when you are become a parent. It's a very like demanding job. I have friends who have like newly born children. It's a very hands-on job in general. So he has other problems to deal with: media, fans booing him at the stadium, which there will be. 100% there will be. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Support the club, this, that. It's very easy to say, but a lot of people have been in that situation. They will not believe this support the club theory. Support the club is a very convenient way of saying, Arey, yeah, we are in shit right now. We need him. Let him come back. A lot of people will be like, Baba, please, we don't want you. Like, you have crossed a line where you can't come back. It doesn't matter what you do. So for me, it is, I think you should go on a season long loan, see the situation, come back. That's what I think he should do.
Like my take on this would eventually be the same. Like if I talk about first, I'll be talking about as a human. If I talk about even uh, I don't want to include any religion, or like I can say, but the religion which I follow eventually, that also preaches that even humans make mistakes, and
Yeah.
dreadful mistakes as well. And even in every religion, that is a fact that even God forgives those who makes several mistakes as well. So who are we humans to judge a person?
Yeah,
Like
but the
honestly, he
thing
has
is,
done a
Bilal,
mistake.
I get what you're saying, Bilal, but at the end of the day, the people that don't want him here are probably people who have undergone the same issue. So when you say who are we to judge him, the people who are currently don't want him at the club are probably people who have actually been witness to it. So they actually have a lot of reasons to not to judge him, because I look at it as on an individual on the outside looking in. I'd imagine if I had a friend who did this, I would have been like, bro, see, I don't know if you know this, but there were rumors in the club when the news came out that people didn't want him at the club. From our own players didn't want him at the club. There were rumors saying players in the dressing room don't want him back. So maybe those players themselves have been faced with some similar issue, maybe in their social circle, maybe they know someone who has undergone some kind of issue like that. So like even the players themselves didn't want him. So it's like who are we to judge him is correct, but like the people, I am sure the people that don't want him here, not the media, not the people who want to go, Are, yeah, we love Manchester United, we want only positive PR, not those people, the people who are coming from a point of view of experiencing it. Because 100% those are the people that majority don't want him here. 100%. Because if you have a family member who's undergone this, no, you would feel differently. It's not about forgiving, it is about being in that scenario yourself, or knowing someone in that scenario himself and being getting very angry towards it because you might
But
have seen that person
I
suffer.
think like the way Mandy's career got destroyed by those allegations. I think
Yeah, but bro,
we
but
should
we
we
have
should
but the thing is we have proof here. We have
Yeah,
voice
we have the
notes.
proof. We have the proof. Like honestly, yeah, that is a fact. That is the
Hmm,
way. That is the disadvantageous thing,
hmm.
which is in the case of Mason Greenwood. But actually, when they have a baby now, and actually they are, I think they are comfortable together with each other. But for what reason, they need to identify this reason as well. For what reason she posted those images? For what reason the things really came out on the social media? And actually, his interview and his partner's interview should be the one we should be all looking upon. We should be looking upon that interview. I think if it
But he
come,
got, this is not the first time he got in trouble with this. Gareth Southgate kicked him out of the an international tour in Iceland because him and Phil Foden had girls in their room, and Gareth Southgate didn't want any
yeah,
contact with anybody because it was COVID time. So this is not even the first time he's had an issue with women. That's the sad part. So then that's what not
that
all
might be a
add. The
reason.
thing is, it all adds up, Bilal. When you don't want something to happen, no, you keep all the receipts, you write
And
everything
actually,
down,
then,
you save
huh?
all the tweets, you save all the the responses, the news. That's the things that there's proof. He's already been kicked out of the England squad by Southgate for similar issues. It's unfortunately not a one first time thing. Even that is probably the other problem, that this is not a first time offense, if you'd like to call it that. That is another issue. So these are
I think
unfortunately for Mason Greenwood, it's a
that's a
problem.
really sad kind of a story. I guess we should feel for it because I think nobody wants to get involved in this, and he might not have thought that this would eventually become serious. Because if we are doing these things, we are obviously not in our senses. Obviously, if we are in our senses, we really don't do these things. But actually, I don't want to speak these things actually. But
No,
I
but
think if
okay,
we,
okay.
I
I have a better question to ask you, right? Let's say you're correct. Why is him and Phil Foden having women in their hotel room,
yeah,
even if they're
that is the
friends?
reason.
Even if they're
That is the
friends,
reason.
I'm not even allegedly. I'm not even saying they did anything. If Gareth Southgate said we are in COVID times, please don't bring anyone to your hotel room. We are in a bubble. Why would you do that? It's one thing when you're under the influence of alcohol, you're stressed, you're sitting in a neutral country getting ready to play an international friendly, you don't know anybody, random people are in your hotel room. Like, it is one thing when you're like drunk or under the substance abuse, maybe painkillers, whatever. But when you're doing it, when you're sane of mind, you can't say he's not in the right type of mind, na? Like, everyone is following the bubble, not just Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden. Only they got caught. Everybody, the other 20 players didn't get caught, right? They're all following the rules. Like, remember what happened with Jack Grealish in 2020 with the car and Kyle Walker in the parties. There are people who do it. I am not blaming Mason Greenwood. The thing is, again, it's a
There's a
multiple
limit.
offense,
There's a
and it's also a
certain limit
it's all
to the offenses as well.
exactly. Think about it, na.
Yeah,
Jack
that is,
Grealish,
and
Jack
he's got,
Grealish had an accident because apparently he was drinking and driving. Apparently, allegedly, Kyle Walker was having a party, so obviously there must have been some kind of drinking. You know,
yeah.
some kind of. Even if he didn't drink, some kind of drinking was going on, and you can't have a party in lockdown, but he was having. So these people are all guilty of all this. No one is like giving them a break or anything. But unfortunately for Greenwood, he has done multiple offenses, and now it's like there's become like a giant like book report of what he has done. Unfortunately,
And that is
so
why he's got most of the United fan base even not on his side, and majority of them, I think 90% of them would be the ones who do not want him at the club right now, at
bro,
least, like
there are people like
until and unless United
there
make
are
a
people
decision.
saying on Twitter, Bilal, "Arey, yeah, sign him. We don't have a number 9. Please get him back. We need him." I'm like,
Yeah,
you all need him. Need him for what? We have money. Buy a striker. Need him. Bring him back. We
sell him,
need him. What
sell
is
him,
this? Yeah,
sell him,
sell
sell him,
him. Sell him.
and then get the money and buy any other striker you want to. So actually, that was a,
Some of our fans are like totally like they just everything like went with the tension of having no
they
number 9,
they
no striker.
they're trying to see these things in from the sporting point of view, not from the
Yeah,
humanic point
exactly.
of view, I think. Yeah, that is the reason. So that is it for our live stream. We had a great discussion with Nathan Bhai, and it was a very good discussion. I wanted to continue, but due to the azan and stuff, so we might not be able to continue, and that is why. And actually, we'll be there for the watch along of Al Nasser as well. We had a great discussion with Nathan Bhai. So last word, Nathan Bhai.
Sorry.
Last words of yours.
I think the next two games are going to be very crucial, yeah, because we need two teams to get 90 minutes. One of the reasons I thought Ten Hag was doing this is because everybody will stay fit, and if we need to, and we had injuries where we were only playing 12 to 15 players last season. I thought he was doing this so we have two squads ready to go if necessary, keep them playing the certain style of playing. But in my opinion, I thought the kids were wonderful. In fact, if the kids play at Lens, don't be surprised if the kids win and we lose to Bilbao. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you, you've heard it here first. Clip it, use it for a shot, Bilal bhai, because I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if we beat Lens and lose to Bilbao. Don't be. I won't. I won't be.
That might be actually a case. That might be a case. Yeah, I'll put it as well.
And keep in mind, dude, Lens finished 8 points behind PSG. And they're playing Champions League for the first time in their history. They are going to take every game they get as serious because we could be playing Lens in the Champions League.
Champions League.
So
Yeah.
they are not coming to play friendlies. Dude. They are going to take us very seriously.
Actually, this might be the reason. So that is it for this live stream, and I hope we'll have more discussions with Nathan Bhai as well in the future. And eventually, the season is starting, and we'll have discussions as well. We'll have watch alongs as well, in which we'll be discussing together as well. So that is it for this live stream. And guys, do subscribe to this channel, and do subscribe to Nathan Bhai's channel as well. He's nearing to that 1K mark. Do subscribe to his channel as well. So that is it, and peace out, guys. We'll be